It took human researchers nearly a full century of walking the Peruvian desert to document exactly 430 Nazca Lines. In exactly 6 months, an artificial intelligence system found 303 more. This discovery nearly doubled our total knowledge of the site overnight, transforming a scattered collection of ancient carvings into a dense, populated map. By recording the precise coordinates of every figure, the AI identified a spatial structure hidden within the geography of the desert. To find it, researchers had to look past the figures themselves and study the canvas. The Nazca Pampa in southern Peru is one of the most hostile, hyper-arid environments on Earth. The creators made these geoglyphs by removing surface pebbles to expose the lighter soil beneath. These scratches are only about 15 inches deep. They have survived for 2 millennia because this region receives almost zero wind and less than an inch of rain per year. The desert's absolute silence preserved the lines, even as our own perspectives left them unread. We're used to seeing the line-type geoglyphs, these massive, continuous outlines of wild animals and geometric shapes stretch hundreds of feet across the desert. When early 20th century aviation provided the first aerial photographs of the region, researchers assumed that because these figures looked best from the sky, they were built specifically to be seen from above. German mathematician Maria Reich spent 50 years of her life walking this harsh terrain, championing the idea that the lines formed a giant astronomical calendar, mirroring the constellations in the night sky. Modern archaeoastronomy eventually tested this idea. When scientists ran the numbers, they found that the alignments between the geoglyphs and celestial bodies were mathematically random. Analyzing the terrain from the ground up provided the exact perspective required to clarify the site. Researchers from Japan's Yamagata University, led by Masato Sakai, shifted the approach. They fed high-resolution satellite imagery of the entire region into a specialized IBM deep learning model. The system detected what human eyes had consistently missed: highly eroded, faint anomalies known as relief-type geoglyphs. These figures depict entirely different subjects. Instead of giant spiders or condors, they feature humanoid figures, domesticated llamas, and severed human heads. This map highlights the distinct spatial separation the AI identified. By plotting the coordinates of every known figure, the model categorized the entire desert into 2 distinct layers of scale and purpose. The macro layer consists of massive, wild animal figures, located almost exclusively near vast geometric ritual plazas. The micro layer contains the newly found smaller human carvings, positioned precisely along a network of narrow, winding foot trails. This map reveals a strictly segregated communication network, built for navigation at 2 distinct scales. The winding trail network represents a grueling physical pilgrimage, guiding foot travelers across a waterless void. The small relief carvings sit an average of 43 meters from these paths. They acted as spiritual billboards, visible directly from the trail, demanding attention and sacrifice from individual walkers. The recurring motif of severed heads aligns with physical artifacts from the era. Nazca pottery depicts mythical orcas wielding nines and carrying human heads, predatory animals viewed as divine executioners. The trails eventually converge at the massive animal figures near Kawachi. Here, at a sprawling ceremonial center built with stepped adobe pyramids, crowds gathered communally to beg the gods for water. The Nazca turned a punishing desert into a psychological gauntlet. This 2-tiered system was an act of faith, built to ensure their civilization survived. For 2,000 years, the hyper-arid climate acted as a vault. Today, the environmental conditions that preserved the lines are shifting. Rising global temperatures and intensifying El Niño events are triggering violent, unprecedented flash floods in valleys that have been dry for millennia. The AI model has flagged hundreds of additional, unverified geoglyph candidates. Archaeologists are now in a frantic race against the weather, trying to document these coordinates before the floodwaters arrive. It took our most advanced technology to finally hear the 2,000-year-old logic of the Nazca. Unless field teams reach those sites quickly, the Earth will wash away the rest of their story before we can listen.